Welcome back to another episode of Across the Bifrost. This is your host, Dr. Norbert, coming to you, floating peacefully above the Earth on Asteroid M. And with me today, as always, is...
Jamie, hello. I have a deep and croaky voice, as Norbert has pointed out, because I've got that classic post 2-day MCP event voice that everyone has, because they've been shouting at each other about how many crits they've rolled.
Let me ask you a question, though. It's always been on my mind for a while now, since you're the lore master.
Yeah.
Do you think that they have Mephisto? Not Mephisto. Do you think that they have Magneto was right? Coffee mugs on Asteroid M?
I think that being on Asteroid M, being a member of the Brotherhood, automatically just means you believe that Magneto was right. I don't think you need a slogan or like a T-shirt.
You don't think he likes that kind of thing? Lots of little reminders for everybody in their cafes.
Oh man, it's like an underground movement. That one. Like, if you're in the Brotherhood, you're in. You've got a whole uniform. They've given you a fancy hat. You're in. I don't think they have merch on Asteroid M.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I have my merch here and the comfort of my little part of Asteroid M.
Your favorite mug.
Yeah, you gave it to me. Mug. It was very nice.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway,
right.
the energy is back. We're back.
Yes, we just came off the back of another successful 2-day tournament here in London, and this time it was the official Atomic Mass Games GT that we did, the Darkspear GT. Tell us all about it, Jamie, briefly.
Yes, it was a 2-day event. It's the one where you get the yellow dice. That's the only reason people travel. It's quite funny. I think the foil cards are really cool. There's like a foil Iron Fist and Luke Cage and Mephisto. I think they're really cool. Some Inhuman Tactics cards, but no one cares. They're all about the yellow dice. That's all they care about. So yeah, a lot of people came for that. So we made the choice to give them all the yellow dice at the start of the weekend, and then everyone just complained about how bad they rolled. So yeah, that was fun. GTs are great.
I concur. I don't use the yellow dice anymore. I go back to my blue ones. There's something wrong with those yellow ones.
Nice. I will, no matter, my opponents kept laughing at me because no matter how tense the situation was, if they were attacking me with a different attack type, I had to put my dice down and pick up the right color. Like blue for Mystic, yellow for Energy. It's very important to me now. So yeah, and it was a lot of fun. We did our little pod format, which everyone seems to love these days, where you go on day one and then you get put into pods on the second day. So even if you lost every game on day one, you might win your pod on the second day. And I think a few people had that kind of experience. You can change your list between days. I played Weapon X, load of people with knives for hands, and played against Shang-Chi every game. And that doesn't work. So that was nice. But apart from that, everyone seemed to have a lot of fun, lots of praise. It was very nice, lots of happy faces, and lots of grumbling about Inhumans. That's the highlight of the meta right now.
Speaking of that, good old Soren the German put up a new blog post on his blog doing a breakdown of the stats from the event. So if you go to sgprotocol.blogspot.com, it'll be a recent article there. You can take a look at how things shook out.
Yeah, that guy's quick. He turns things around real quick. I thought me and you were quick, but we're I haven't even gone to sleep yet after a big event, and he's written a blog about it. It's pretty great.
He's great. Yeah. Very, very grateful for Soren following along. And it's important for the community. That's why I encourage him to do it, because this is another large event, certainly an official one. We had 48 players there, and so that kind of gives you a really good snapshot of what the meta is like, especially over 7 games, which is a lot of games to try to get a win record snapshot.
Sure. My favorite bit of data from these things is the prio thing. The priority wins, it was 51% with prio, 49% without prio, and that is perfectly balanced, as all things should be. I love that. So that's really nice to see. And that happened at WTC last year as well, where there was hundreds of games, and that was the same result. So that's pretty cool. Prio rolls mean nothing. It's great.
Well, sort of. And we have something else to announce.
We do. Woo. Yeah, we do. We celebrated our 2-day event being exhausted in the pub, and we went home, and I tied up the event pack for the first, drum roll please, Norbert, jumps. The first official Across the Bifrost Championship. Oh my God! Yay! Where's the air horn? So Norbert and I have been thinking about it for a while, and we run what we were previously running, the Mutant Weekender. We were due doing another one of those in January, but we were just we could do another one. But what do we really want to do? We wanted to follow our hearts, didn't we, Norbert? We said we should do something that we really care about, and that is team tournaments. We think that team tournaments are the best way to play MCP. The Across the Bifrost Team Championship in January is taking over the Mutant Weekender, and it's a 5-person team tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're running the same sort of format in terms of team composition as the WTC. So just characters are restricted. However, we've got a alternative pairing system that we think is simple, but also challenging in terms of like making you think about what the right choices are. That's a bit different from what you see at the WTC. So we encourage you to take a look at it and see, but it also explains why we made the changes that we did. And you can see how, therefore what the implications are for the way the pairings work. It's also across 2 days. So we will have 4 rounds on the Saturday, which will give us one winner because we have room for 16 teams. However, we will then have an endurance test as part of the event too. So those teams, all the teams rather, will continue in a Swiss pairings into day 2 for 3 more games. And then we will do overall endurance wins on Sunday. So basically you can see who's going to win without any restrictions like normal on Saturday. But then you're going to see, can that team or others do they have the staying power, or were they just lucky on the Saturday? And if they weren't lucky, if it was actually quite a bit of their skill and also the decisions they made ahead in team building, maybe then that will be demonstrated by them having continued win records to set them to have the highest wins after the 7 games.
Yeah. There you go. And there's also going to be lots and lots of hobby prizes. Our partner, T.O. Curtis, has really, really sort of made us up our game in that area. So we believe very heavily in giving out hobby prizes. So there's going to be trophies available for best display board, best roster, best small base, medium and large base, pretty sure. And the key thing there is you can only enter, is it display board or roster? I think it is. There was some requests about that from our last event. Basically, the people that, when they enter display boards, they want their roster to be part of it. And then separate people should join the roster kind of competition. But basically, lots of reasons to start planning your roster painting or your display boards now. We think it's a really important part of the game that kind of has been looked over a little bit at tournaments over the years. So we're trying to kind of encourage that a bit more.
Yeah, and we've learned from it. So now you can either enter models in the roster or display board competitions, or you can do single models in either small, medium, large. You can't do both because that people were splitting up their rosters to try to do both, and that didn't make sense. So. Yeah. Also, if you do your full roster, that's one competition. But if you bring a display board, you'll be put into the display board competition as well. So again, it doesn't penalize people who didn't go through the extra length of making a display board. So there'll be separate competitions for that.
There you go. Much better explained than what I just did.
I think complimentary.
Yeah. But I am actually going to quickly go into what team format is, what it means. We've got a few questions from people. I really want new players to come to this as well, because obviously us veterans, we've been playing team tournaments for a few years now. Some of us have won. Oh my God, we've both won nations.
Yeah, that's
separately.
Right.
Yes. Different teams. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Team formats basically. The gist is you are teamed up with 5 people. You have one team captain and they are in charge of doing the pairings. So you go against the other team and you put down your rosters. I won't go into detail now because the pairing process is a little complicated, but you just put a roster down. The other team puts 3 rosters into you and you get to choose the pairing. So basically what that means is you can kind of dodge a team that you really don't want to play against. If you're terrified of going against web warriors, you can probably dodge them in this pairing system.
Yep.
And obviously, when you're building your rosters, no characters can be shared across the team. So every character must be... So only one person gets Zemo, only one person gets Toad.
Or Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, yep. Everyone's favorite character. And it makes for some really interesting rosters because, not everyone has all the toys all the time. But your team tactics cards and crisis cards can be shared. So everybody does get brace. Everybody can take Deadline to Destruction if they want. So yeah, it's a really cool format. It's why we think it's the best way to play the game, because the part of the event is spending months building your teams, leading up to it and talking to your teammates and then taking different teams to different events. I know that England A team recently have been showing up to events. So Pat Dunford, Joe Manji and Connor have been showing up to events with weird rosters they don't normally play because they're practicing for WTC, which is in a few months. So that's the best part of this, is getting a team and then just starting the planning now. If you haven't been to one, you should definitely try and sign up for one. If you don't have a team, if you don't know enough people to make a team, we have a team finder channel now on the Across the Bifrost Discord, which you should go post on. Go on there and say, hey, I'm looking for a team. I tend to play these kind of characters and I want to play for fun, or I want to go to try and win. And hopefully you'll find teams through that. So yeah, I'm trying to make it so there's no excuse, basically, because I think everyone should at least try a team tournament once, even if you're new, especially if you're new, because the best part about being in a team is that even if you lose every single one of your games, your team can still win. It's all about, out of the 5 games your team are playing, if 3 of you win, you go through to the next round. It's super fun. As I say, best way to play the game. So join in.
Also, if you can't make this event, or you want to you want to see what else is happening across Europe for as far as 2-day events are concerned, we have a spreadsheet that we maintain for that purpose. So go to tinyurl.com/MCP Events Europe. And that'll call up the spreadsheet. You can see all the different events that are at least 2 days long around Europe. We highly encourage you to try to find one and bring your friends along to go to it and support those guys doing these events. And if you have such an event and it's not on the list, please do message us and we will add it with alacrity.
Alacrity?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
It's my working class background coming through. That's all.
I've never heard that word.
Right. So does that do all the announcements? Are we good?
I think we're good. We're good. Alacrity means brisk and cheerful readiness.
Yeah.
There you go, everyone.
It's nice, right?
For those that are actually working class and don't understand what big words mean, like me. Right. We're doing a bumper episode, a mega episode. Megasode.
Yeah. We're going to be doing the latest box of that's been released, which is, hey, Jamie, let's start at the beginning where it's most important.
Here we go.
This box number is named CP173. What do you make of that CP173 designation?
CP173. Pretty cool. Pretty good number. Pretty high number. Does that mean we've got 173 boxes in the game?
Well, that's a good question. And the reason why this has become so pertinent as of late is if you were following along on the fan server on Discord, you would have seen two nights that Will Schick from AMG did Ask Me Anything kind of a thing. And in that conversation, on both days, I might add, there was noticeable interest in the CP numbers of these boxes. And there was a rather big discussion going briskly back and forth. So I've been onto something this entire time is my point, Jamie.
All right. You have been on something. And we had a drink with Will Schick and we asked him if Mephisto being box number 66 was intentional. He said yes. That made me a lot more interested in the box numbers, not gonna lie.
So yes, 173. Unfortunately, also from that conversation, we learned that they intended it to be sequential, but stuff happens. Like a box gets rearranged, so it's not that box anymore, but another box. But they don't reuse the number. They don't essentially ignore the number that they used to have, and so they're adding more numbers than probably boxes. Having said that, it's not that runaway yet. And so there are just a lot of boxes and probably more than our significant others want us to know about. So 173. I think it's a fair number. What I like about it is that this is the Avalanche, Exodus, and Lady Mastermind box that we're reviewing. There's 3 characters in that box. That's why it's a megasode. But also this CP number ends in 3. So I think that's the reason that they've named it this one.
Very good. Listen, this episode's going to be big enough with 3 characters in it. We don't need you analysing the numbers in the box, all right? Listen, can we just put this to rest now? I'm okay with there being a pets channel on the Discord, and I'm okay that we go into the CP numbers of the boxes, all right? Can this be the end of it? Can we just glaze over it from now on? Okay. I'm very happy to keep those as part of the podcast.
maybe I feel vindicated, satisfied, and can move on from now. But
listen, I'm on the same page. Actually, I've got a story. I've got a story for everyone. So working with Norbert, right? I love Norbert to bits, but it's a pain in the ass. Okay, yes. Sorry, but Norbert, you're hard to work with. This is how things generally go. I'll come up with an idea for something, and I'll say, Norbert, what do you think of this? He'll say, that's a terrible idea. Of course, we're not going to do that. And I go, okay, fair enough. And then 3 months later, Norbert will bring up that idea as if it's his own. And suddenly we have to go with it. So that happens a lot. It's happened about 10 different times. And at the weekend, people may have heard me shouting at you because you turned to me and said, hey, why don't we call the event in January the Across the Bifrost Team Championship? And I was like, yeah, like I said months ago, and you wouldn't do it. And I said, I'll change the event pack name. And the event pack was already called that because I knew you'd come around. So there's like some mind games going on, Lady Mastermind level mind games going on between me and you. Anyway, what I'm saying is... You always
take it the wrong way. I was coming around to you. I was trying to say. But yes.
Anyway,
okay.
we eventually agree. We agree on everything in like 6 working days, usually.
And that's our happy relationship.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, right, let's talk about Avalanche.
Okay, yes, we're going to start with Avalanche. We have 3 characters. We're going to start with Avalanche. He is named Dominikos Petrokis.
Oh, nice.
Now, we're not going to go into the lore this time because we just finished a big tournament and we frankly didn't have the time. So, but this guy must be Greek, I'd imagine, which is interesting.
Yeah, I guess.
And you know what? Let's enlist the Across the Bifrost listeners. You know, they've been posting a lot more on our Discord, in particular helping us with the lore and stuff like that. So let this be like an ATB fan service episode. What do you say?
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
You know, unless you have something really pithy straight away, but otherwise, let's leave it to them to help us understand who Dominicus Petricus is.
Yeah, give us some lore on the Discord. The only thing I have about this guy off the top of my head is, well, I mean, his name's Richter for short. I know that much, because in like Richter scale, maybe that's like a nickname. But he was in X-Men Evolution, which was the TV show that was on TV when I was a kid. And it's where they're all like cool teenagers in school, and X-Men are real cool and young and stuff. And Avalanche in that is awesome. And I was really hoping that they'd have an alternate head sculpt to have him without the stupid like dome head that he's got. But I don't think they do. So that's my Avalanche, and this is the original Avalanche.
Okay.
With a big old A on his chest.
Nice. All right. So he's on a small base, 35 millimeters. He costs 3 threat. He's a 3 threat. He's affiliated to Brotherhood only, Brotherhood of Mutants. His defenses are 4 physical, 3 energy, 3 mystic. He's got 6 health on his healthy side. He's got 5 on his backside. He's size 2 and he moves medium. I mean, so far, 3 threat, right?
Yeah, 6 health. Pretty good for a 3 threat, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's worth noting as well that he often teams up with Pyro, which is going to come up a lot. Like in the comics, in the cartoon show, like him and Pyro are kind of like the teenager members of the Brotherhood.
Okay.
So I was expecting this to have a lot of similarities to Pyro, which it does. Although that stat line is very good because Pyro's got 5 health on both sides. Avalanche has 6 on the front. That's pretty cool.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, for a 3 threat, he's slightly above the curve on defensive stats.
Okay, yep, he's a little beefy boy. I guess that's reflecting
maybe not
his
beef,
defense.
maybe like veal, slightly above.
He's cabbing. He's just okay. Patrick Brown does the art on this one, and it looks great. Particularly, again, he's so much better. He's good on both sides, but his injured sides seem just more inspired to me somehow.
Yeah. I think that we're now entering the era of Patrick Brown doing all the art.
Yeah,
so maybe it's going to start being a thing that we don't call it out as much. But yeah, amazing art.
Okay. All right, so let's take a look at his attacks. He's got a physical attack called Seismokinesis. Oh, I had a thing. Harry, good old Harry from London Meta?
Yes, excellent Harry.
He said he made a commitment to himself now to insist to increase the height of immersion that he's in when he's playing this game. He will never just say builder or something. He always uses the name of the attacks.
I've started doing that as well. Please do that. Yeah, I started doing that when I heard Torbjorn say, I'm going to do 4 dice red at you. That sucks. I hate that. No, that is a good point, Harry. Let's all adopt that. Let's please say I'm going to do seismokinesis.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, seismokinesis already looks hot. It is a beam 3, which is always delicious. It has only 4 dice, though. It doesn't cost it anything. This is a gainer, so he gets 1 power for each attack. But keep in mind, if it's a beam and it's hitting multiple people, that means you get multiple power from each attack. And it's got a wild stun trigger, which gives the target stun.
Nice.
This seems pretty good. I mean, the low number of dice is an issue, I suppose. Is there some way for him to fix it? We'll come on to that. Second attack is his spender. It is called Epicenter of Destruction. This is area 2. Oh, we don't see these very often. Area 2, especially at this price, it's only 3 power, 5 dice, so 1 die more. And it's got an ability, which is after each attack is resolved, the target character gains the stun special condition. Okay, this guy's handing out stuns like nobody's business.
Yeah, pretty cool.
He's got 2 superpowers. One's an active one called Landslide. It costs you 2 power. Choose an enemy character of size 4 or less, so that's nice. Within 3, that's even nicer. And push that character away from this character's short. It can only be used once per turn. That seems really nice.
2 cost.
2 cost.
This is the epicenter of this card.
Yeah.
This is awesome. We'll come back to it, but that is really, really strong.
Yeah. And lastly, he's got a reactive superpower called Beware Falling Debris. This costs you 3 power. When an enemy character ends an advance within 3 of this character can use the superpower. Choose an interactive terrain feature of size 3 or less within 2 of the enemy character that was advanced, and you destroy it. And then the enemy character suffers a collision as if the terrain feature had collided with it. That's amazing. So this is not quite the same as like Mystique and the Punishers, where they blow up the terrain and then you just take X amount of damage. Here it's as if the terrain was being thrown, essentially.
Yes. Yeah, it's like Green Goblin.
Oh yeah,
Similar
Green Goblin's
thing,
got this one.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's another trap, which makes me think. Actually, we should do a quick shout out to Archie Cable, who's our local, or one of our local Spider-Foes players. This weekend, just got the #1 spot in affiliation on Longshanks.
Oh, congratulations!
Something
Archie.
of a scientist himself. So finally, he's got there, and this screams a bit of Archie because he loves this kind of like trap house stuff, where everyone on the team can do a little trap if you move and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty cool. It's also very thematic, I think. Beware falling debris. He's just like, I don't know if you've ever seen like X-Men Evolution, but he loves punching the ground and making big like kind of fault lines appear and cracking the ground and stuff, and like throwing cars up in the air. I just see it as one of those. It's pretty cool.
Gotcha. Okay, so what are we doing with this character? Keep in mind he's in the Brotherhood affiliation, which I know you're an X-Men fan, but I'm sure Brotherhood is like X-Men adjacent for you.
Yeah, that was my first team. I played Brotherhood for a year when I started. Only Magneto as well back then. The meta was a lot kinder to Magneto when I was playing him. This guy screams Magneto, right? Because he's destroying terrain with that.
Yes, very good point. Because as everybody knows, Magneto's leadership is that whenever terrain gets destroyed, you get that much power that you can distribute amongst your team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And landslide is a 2 cost. So Magneto only has to throw this guy 1 power, and he'll have landslide online, which is pretty great. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, a turn 1 play for this guy under Magneto is you destroy some terrain with someone else, give Avalanche 1 power, and then he double moves towards the size 4 and pushes them away. Yeah. Pretty great. If Avalanche's job here is to like stun and, displace a 4 threat all game and then he dies, that's a pretty good job. He's done a good work there, to be honest. So, I think he's great. Stun is a very powerful condition on the right character. That's probably where most of the skill comes with this character, I think, is knowing, which characters need stun the most and who's going to suffer from it the most. Because some characters don't really care about it, as much. Asgardians hate it,
I-Hulk hates it.
Phoenix hates it.
Yeah. Kaijus in general.
Kaijus, yeah. I think just a solid load of stats. And landslide is by far the best thing on the card, I think. Just a 2 cost to displace a 4 threat. A size 4 is amazing. Yeah.
I just called up the affiliation list for Brotherhood of Mutants just to see where this guy's competition is for 3 threats. He's got Blob, Quicksilver, Pyro, Mystique, Gambit. That's it. Some of these are heavy competition, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. For
Gambit
sure. I think
nowadays.
Yeah,
Pyro,
Avalanche
Mystique.
feels like a tech piece. What I mean by that is in like you bring him for a reason. Yeah. You don't just slam him in. Like Pyro is amazing. Most of the time you bring him for Firewall, which is pays 2, gives out root and slow, because that's crippling on some characters. And I think Avalanche might be a Pyro alternative for where stun is more important and displacement is more important.
Yeah.
So I think you have him in your 10 and you just pick very carefully when he comes out, onto the table.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like also you want to be playing this with a crisis that's not pay to flip, so you can kind of push people off of them.
Yeah,
the points,
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, a lot of competition, but certainly performs a role that I don't think these other folks do terribly well. Does Gambit push people around? I guess
a little bit. He's not great at it, but a little bit. He's got a little push on his kind of, I think it's a range 2. He's got a push.
Yeah.
But I mean, for 3 threats in Brotherhood, he's certainly serving a role. And I'm really glad that we're going to get onto this a lot in this episode, but they're fleshing out the 3 threats in Brotherhood, which is really thematic because, Brotherhood are headed up by Magneto most of the time. And then it's just a bunch of like lesser mutants, they're not cool enough to be X-Men. They're a bit rejected from society and they go and sign up to be in the Brotherhood. So I really want to start playing like a Magneto-led, just full of 3 threats roster, and Toad. And we'll get on to, some toys that come in this box that will help that later.
Oh, nice. Oh,
yeah, I think Avalanche is great. Very solid. Beam Gainer is great. You can start your turn guaranteeing how much power you'll have.
Yes.
He doesn't spend power too well, but his spender is amazing if you're giving out guaranteed stuns, especially in a Magneto roster where if you're playing Magneto, you're about to punch people, you're trying to attrition them out, right? So if you can stun them before you daze them, that's great because then they flip with way less power. And that's pretty pivotal in those kind of teams. So yeah, we should probably mention him under Mystique as well. The Mystique roster of just kind of...
I think it's the same thing, right? She has this thing where you can put tokens on objective tokens and then walk away from them. So even if it's not a pay to flip, you get to walk away from it, which means you're playing on a non-pay to flip, which means that he can help them push people off of other ones.
Yeah.
you know?
For sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I think he works well in under both leaderships. Really nice.
I agree. Yeah, solid character.
Good for you. And he's got a card. We'll come on to it in a moment.
Oh no, we've got to give him. Got to talk about the team up card.
You want to do it straight away? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mentioned him and Pyro.
Here we are. It's called Fault Line. Fault Line is an unaffiliated card. Take it anytime you take the characters. It's reactive. During the power phase, an allied Avalanche and an allied Pyro may spend 1 power each to play this card. This round, Avalanche and Pyro increase the range of their sizable kinesis and flame jet attacks to B5. Woo!
Yeah.
For 1 power each, that is totally worth it. Wow.
Pretty cool, right?
Oh,
they're
man.
They're basically guaranteed. Well, they are guaranteed to refund that because you're paying 1 for the card, and then you're getting both those attacks give them 1 power per target in the beam.
Yeah.
So you're basically guaranteed. Well, I think you are guaranteed to get the power back and more because your range is further, so you're going to hit more targets and get more power back. It's pretty great.
Yeah. I'm looking at Pyro's attack. It is essentially the same thing. Beam 3, 4 dice its energy, though. Instead of physical, it's a gainer and does incinerate rather than stun.
Yeah. Importantly, with Pyro, he's got this amazing mechanic where he passes incinerate around. So it's very easy with Pyro. If you're beaming 3 targets, it's very easy to have all of them incinerated, even if you don't get your wilds, because of how fire manipulation works. So actually, maybe this is where you play, like obviously you have to play Avalanche and Pyro together for this card, but maybe you go with Pyro first, incinerate everyone, and then Avalanche comes in and hits a bunch of incinerated targets. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. Man, this is good, and that is fun. A team-up card that might actually work. Who knew?
Yeah, right? It's pretty good. The problem is, I think we're struggling for Crisis at the moment where people are bunched up enough for beams. But
you have like Wedding Party and
yeah, Wedding Party. Intrusions comes up a lot as well. Intrusions a lot of the weekend, and that's pretty great for beams. So I think Phoenix is struggling to find beam targets, but having Pyro and Avalanche, like even if you're just beaming 1 person, you're guaranteeing the 1 power back, and it activates the rest of their kit. There's still place for these kind of beams, so I think it's pretty great.
Cool. Excellent. I'm glad you mentioned this card straight away. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let us move on to the next character. Oh, this guy, it's like a travel around European nations. So this is, and they're all evil mutants. What does that have to say about Marvel New York City editors and
Listen, every
creators?
episode we talk about how this is a stereotype of some country. It's just how Marvel characters work, I'm afraid.
So if you're European, you're bad. If you're an American mutant, you're good. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Okay, this is Exodus. His name is Benet du Paris. Any young Jamie teenager TV show?
I've never heard of Exodus. This is the first time I've heard of him. I failed to do the lore research, so we'll have to rely on the across the Bifrost Discord people. I'm sure Goose will write up a letter for us explaining the lore. So please fill in the gaps for this episode on our Discord so we can find out who Exodus is. But I know that he's some sort of Magneto fanboy.
Okay, cool. I do know that he apparently can be mistaken for Magneto, and they used him as a not a clone, but like
decoy.
As a decoy. Thank you, decoy. Yeah.
All right. I've been playing a lot of Padme and the Handmaidens in Shatterpoint. Maybe it's like that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Exodus is the Keira Knightley of Magneto.
Keira Knightley. Okay. So Benet, he could be French, he could be Belgian. It's hard to say right now, but our fans will let us know. So he is also only aligned with the Brotherhood of Mutants. He is on a small base, 35 millimeters. He's apparently identical on both sides of his card, and so here are the stats. He's a 5 threat this time. He is got 4 physical, 4 energy, 4 mystic defense. Yeah. He's got 7 hit points on both sides. He's only size 2, and he moves medium. I love a 444 stat line. It is so handy in this game.
Handy, not just for defense stats, for pay to flips as well. I'm guessing.
Precisely. That's why. Yeah. It's so good. You just don't feel any fear when you go up and do this sort of thing. You're like, this is, except if it's me, when it's like, well, this should have happened and it didn't. And now the salt, let the salt flow.
Nice.
So yeah, what do you think? And 7 hit points. This sounds great for a 5 threat.
Yeah, pretty good. Let's go through his kit because I think it's all very synergistic with what he's trying to do.
Oh, okay. So he's got 3 attacks. Oh, wow, it's exciting. They're mystic attacks for the most part. Does Brotherhood have a lot of mystic attack?
That might be. Oh no, we got Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch, sure.
Yeah, that might be one of the few though. Emma Frost, I forgot she's Brotherhood. Oh, and Shadow King, everyone's favorite mystic attacker.
Okay.
We've got loads of mystics over here.
But ones that you see?
No, I've never seen a mystic attack in Brotherhood. Scarlet Witch has not aged well, unfortunately, in this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's great when she gets going. So yeah, mystic is hard to come by in Brotherhood.
All right, so this guy brings it. He brings it to the yard. And the first one is called Psionic Vampirism. I used to have there was a guy whose girlfriend I felt was a psychic vampire. As a matter of fact, yeah. Well, just somebody who just sucks a lot of mental energy out of you as they're interacting with you.
That's a joke in what we do in the shadows. There's a energy vampire, and he's just like a dude in an office that sort of sucks energy out of the room, and then he sort of ruins everyone's day, and that's how he gets his power.
Oh, okay, right. Well, that's exactly
energy
what I'm thinking too. Amazing. Okay, right. Well, this guy has an attack. You could do it anytime you play this guy. It is range 2. It is 6 dice. Costs you nothing. It is his builder. He gets power for each damage dealt. And after the attack is resolved, the character removes 1 damage from itself. Bam! Just like that. Guaranteed. That's fantastic. Cool. He also has a wild trigger for sap power. This is where before damage is dealt, the target character loses a power for each wild in the attack roll, and this character gains that amount of power. We've seen this before, but the healing part is really nice.
Yeah, guaranteed 1 heal no matter what. Even if you whiff and do no damage, you're still healing 1.
Yeah, which I kept doing over the weekend with Mephisto with his Devil's Deals token thing. You have to do damage, and you only can do 1 damage, but you need to do the damage to get his token, and I kept not doing the damage.
I didn't call you Salt Lord for nothing.
No. Okay, so that's cool. Then he's got another free attack. It's called Psionic Concussion. This is range 4. Wow. Slightly less dice at 5. Doesn't cost anything, as I mentioned. This is a gainer, so he gets 1 power regardless from this attack. And it's got a wild pull effect. After the damage is dealt, if the target character size 4 or less, you can push it towards this character short. This is great.
It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. I can see Psionic Concussion happening to pull them in so that you can Psionic Vampirism them. That's pretty cool.
You could, or bring them closer to Magneto so that he could do his rerolls instead of his pulling towards him. Yeah, so Magneto's got the same thing, doesn't he? He's got that pull towards, although it's automatic.
This is guaranteed, yeah.
Yeah, but this he's no Magneto. He's Exodus.
Yeah.
And lastly, he's got a spender, which is energy this time, called You Can Do Nothing But Fall. This is an area 2. Oh, another area 2 attack, but this one's pricey at 4 power. Comes with 7 dice, and after each attack is resolved, the target character gains the Incinerate special condition. Oh, well, that's worth it. Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
7 dice, guaranteed Incinerate. Only 4 power. That's pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, in Brotherhood, I guess power is a little easier to come by. I mean, when you're playing Magneto.
Under Magneto, yeah.
So maybe this isn't as big a thing. The area effect, though, cuts both ways, right? If your friends are within the area, they're all going to take 1 damage. At least they're not going to get incinerated. But sometimes it's tempting to try to get them set up into a whole bunch of enemies, but then your friends are around too, and you really have to struggle with whether you want to actually hurt them or not.
Yeah. There's also the fact that, 7 dice guaranteed Incinerate is pretty great on 1 target. I could actually see a world where you do this on 1 person, just to give them Incinerate, and then you hit them with like a, Psionic Vampirism afterwards.
Yeah.
It being a 4 cost, usually these area attacks are really expensive, and 4 costs for an area is fine, actually. So even if you're only getting 1 or 2 people in this, it's pretty great for the power.
Yeah. I agree. I think this is all really good. I mean, he seems like remember, these attacks, the first 2 are mystic, which we said it doesn't exist in Brotherhood at the moment.
Well, not much. There's a fair amount, but you don't see it on the table.
Yeah. And then he's got this Incinerate ability and a lot of automatic abilities off of these attacks, and the triggers are also quite good. I mean, this is all around seems really great for 5 threat.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, he's got loads of superpowers, though, my friends. So let's get into it. His first one is an active one called My Faith Can Move Mountains. Ooh, it's an X power ability. So you can spend up to 4 power to use this. Choose an interactive terrain feature within 3 with a size equal to or less than the power spent, and then you throw that terrain feature M. This can only be used once per turn. This is one of the best type of throws out there, isn't it?
Yeah, big time. That's identical to Cables, I believe.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's look it up because that sounds exactly like Cables. While you look that up, I'm going to look up Magneto's throw as well.
Yeah.
Because it's similar. So I'm faster than you. So Magneto can spend 1 to 4, and he throws the size of that power spent within 3 of him, but he throws it long.
Yeah.
And of course, he gets to do multiple throws, provided he pays more power.
As he should. I feel like the terrain rules in this game were literally built around Hulk and Magneto. I think that's the reason you can throw terrain in MTP. That's my take. That's my hot take. I think Magneto is the best designed character in the game because of throwing all the stuff around. He's so much fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's the only difference is that he throws long, whereas Exodus throws medium. But honestly, that is not a bad. This guy's a 5 threat. Magneto's 6 threat. This is a good trade off. This is a good throw.
Yeah, this is a great throw. This is basically as good as it gets.
Is it Cables? Did you find it?
Yes, identical to Cables.
Identical to Cables, yeah, which is equally good. Cool. The next active superpower is called Teleportation. It costs you 3. Place this character within 2 of itself, and it can only be used once per turn. That's super nice with these kaiju type characters where action economy is a problem. And
you don't want to spend your actions moving with a character like this.
Yeah. So this is quite good. 2 is not the biggest distance, but it is quite helpful.
Is it a small base, right?
Yes, just a small base.
Yeah, okay. So it's going to help a little bit.
Sure. And then the second reactive superpower is called the Telekinetic Shield. It is 2 power. When this character or an allied one within 3 is targeted by an attack, you can use the superpower, add 2 dice to the target character's defense rolls against this attack. It can only be used once per turn.
Huh. You said, halfway through because you realize this is also like Cables.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. This character is very Cable-like.
But can Cable do it more than once per turn?
I don't know. I'm going to find out. I just closed this card. Cable, so people have said that this character is very similar to Cable. Cable isn't once per turn.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Cable can do it more often.
Yeah.
And the body slide is like teleportation, isn't it?
Yes, it's exactly the same, except this one costs 3, Cables cost 2.
Yeah, and he's on a medium base, so he's going to go further than Exodus.
Yeah. So I think Exodus loses out on the telekinetic shield and the teleportation, but his attacks are more varied. Cable only really has 1 attack. You don't really use Cable Spender unless things have gone badly. So I think Exodus, while people are saying he's a Cable copy, there are some subtle differences, which I think makes Exodus a bit more varied in the attacks. So like that area attack, I think you might actually do semi-regularly. Psionic concussion, pulling someone towards you is pretty great. Cable can't displace. Cable displaces people by killing them. He can't actually move anyone. So, there's some subtle differences here, which I think is very interesting.
Does Cable have a AoE spender as well?
Yes, he does.
Wow, this guy really is.
His costs 5 and heals him for each one.
Really interesting.
This gives out guaranteed incinerate. They are very similar.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say an area attack on a small base for Exodus is less good than an area attack on a medium base because you're hitting less space. But we're talking subtle differences on every line of the card, really. So, they're different enough, I think.
Absolutely. He's got 2 innate superpowers. One is the psionic of the highest order. During the power phase, this character gains an additional power. Okay, that's quite handy considering what we just talked about with these superpowers that he wants to use. That means his telekinetic shield is up straight away. He's not far off from the teleportation either. Just one power.
He needs one more. He needs a bit of help to get that teleportation online. So I think
Magneto can help.
See him. Yeah, that's the reason why I think we'll see him under Magneto, because he needs one more power. Because you really want this character to be placed in round 1, so you're getting your most out of the 5 threat you're spending. Because a place and then a move will get you on the midline. So that means you get an attack round 1. So I think you really want to play this guy in a team that gets him an extra power round 1.
I agree. His last innate superpower is a few things. He's got flight, which is super cool. He's got healing factor 1, amazing, and immunity to poison, which is relevant these days because the Terrigen's canisters crisis gives you poison, potentially.
That's a good point, yeah.
I know, because it kept happening to me this weekend. No salt. Healing factor 1, though. Whoa.
Yes, healing factor's nice. And he heals on his psionic vampirism, remember? So yeah, if 4/4/4 7 health wasn't already annoying to take down, he's going to be healing a fair amount as well. So
yeah,
cool.
because I mean, if he does 2 of those psionic vampirisms and has healing factor, he's healing up 3.
Yeah.
So plink damage is not the answer here.
Yeah, exactly. And if you've damaged him, he's going to have power to then teleport probably to within range 2 of you, right? So if you shoot him at range 3, you hurt him, he'll pay 3 to teleport to within 2 of you, hit you twice with Silent Vampirism, heal 2, and then heal 3 at the end. So yeah, he's annoying to take down.
I think that's the key, though, to this guy, is that you need to get him within 2 to be really doing his work, which can be tricky.
Yeah, I think you're right. But a 6 dice builder is no joke. That's good. So once he's in 2, I think you're laughing. The kind of
but throwing this guy away, you know what I mean? So he has to use an action, or maybe can't teleport quite, because even a short throw is longer than 2 place, annoyingly.
Yes.
So if you throw short, he can't teleport back
to exactly where he was. No.
Right.
And I mean, we talked earlier about Avalanche and knowing which character. The key to being good with Avalanche is knowing which characters needs to be stunned. Exodus hates being stunned. If you can get Exodus on 1 power, 0 power, and then stun him, he doesn't get his additional power in the power phase. And then he won't have power for teleportation without a bit of help. So that's pretty brutal. If you can throw him off a point, stunned, and he doesn't have the power to teleport back on, you've cut him in half, basically. You know, he's going to be way less effective.
Yeah, agreed. But I think this guy's good. Now let's take a look at him in the context of 5 threats in faction, because that's a hefty. When you're paying 6 at least for Magneto, have we agreed that he's probably better off with Magneto than Mystique?
Yeah, so I think he's not doing much for Crisis. You know, sure, he can hold on to an extract a bit longer than most people because he's kind of tanky, but I don't know. I think you just take Juggernaut for that job. So I don't think you're taking him under Mystique. Mystique is the Crisis leader for Brotherhood, and Magneto is the attrition leader. There's a very clear divide. I think you only ever take him with Magneto, and yeah, you're right. When you're taking 6 threat Magneto plus 5 threat Exodus, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And you need them to really do work. But I think under Magneto is where Exodus works best, so...
Yeah, agreed. So the other 5 threats then are Scarlet Witch, Shadow King, and Juggernaut.
Yes.
As we said, Shadow King doesn't quite work, unfortunately. As awesome as that model looks, I really wish he gets a little tweaking. Scarlet Witch, same thing. But hers is more about being a victim of her age.
Yes, yeah. Scarlet Witch was a menace when she came out, and the game has aged around her, unfortunately.
Yeah. She's a woman of a certain age, Jamie.
It was a shame, because she's a lot of people's favorite character. I know a lot of new players pick her up, myself included. She was probably the 2nd box I bought. I loved Scarlet Witch. Really cool. I have a picture of her on my wall in my flat. I've got one of her comic book panels.
Nice.
It's a shame. But Juggernaut, one of the best 5 threats in the game.
Yeah, agreed.
That's pretty great.
Do you see him? I mean, he's with Mystique often. But with Magneto?
I think so. I mean, he's still great. Like, he's still, just good enough. Sure, he's more of a Crisis player because he's all about running around and holding on to things. But, he's got that Do You Know Who I Am tactics card, which throws someone long, which is just amazing in every game, because you can throw someone towards Magneto, you can throw someone away from Magneto, you can throw a size 4, loads of tricks. So, yeah, Juggernaut's just great. And you're probably never sad to have him on the table, really. So, yeah.
But, I think Exodus has a place as a result of this little analysis, for sure.
I think this would be much easier to figure out if we still had Demons and Gamma, like mysteries. I think Exodus, Magneto, plus some others on those maps are great because you don't care about mobility so much, but those maps are gone now, and the game is a lot more mobile now. It really values mobile attrition pieces. So Exodus does have the teleportation. He needs to get it off. It's basically essential for him to work in today's Crisis, I think. Which under Magneto is fine, because generating power under Magneto is super easy. So, yeah. But then also, Juggernaut's just great. So
Yeah, agreed.
But then also, take all 3 at 16.
Yeah, sure. Go super tall.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. He comes with 1 card. Let's take a look at it. It is
Team Up card.
Woo, it's another one. Amazing.
It's another Team Up card.
Genetic Superiority is the card. It is, this one is aligned to Brotherhood of Mutants. It is also reactive. When this card is included in your squad, if your squad includes Max Eisenhart, so that's Magneto's alter ego name, and Exodus, you may play this card. Okay. When this card is played, set it near the battlefield instead of discarding it. Oh, that's nice. They give you a little, what to do with the card instructions. And once per turn, when an allied character with a threat value of 4 or less suffers 1 or more damage from an enemy effect, choose an allied Brotherhood of Mutants character with threat value of 5 or greater within 5. The chosen character gains a power. All right, so you need those 2 characters just in the game, but it's not much of a team up beyond that, so to speak.
Yeah, they just both need to be present.
Right. And then when an ally character with a threat value of 4 or less, so that's a lot of them, suffers 1 or more damage from enemy effect, you can choose. So the question I have is the one that you choose to gain the power, it needs to be 5 threat value 5 or more, but within 5 of whom? The ally that just got hurt?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Enemy, yeah. When they're damaged within 5 of a 5 threat. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
this is for the game, right?
Yeah. Seems like it. Like you just
that's kind of cool. It's like a second leadership.
Yes, that's an interesting way to look at it. Absolutely, and it doesn't say like you just have to wait for your first turn. So theoretically, if your opponent has priority, they're going to do that first turn and whatever they're going to do. But after that is when you can play this card. So and there's no reason not to. Just throw it on the table. And this happens. So what are we talking about here? Basically, we're talking about feeding Magneto and Exodus, possibly Juggernaut, as we just talked about, power.
Yes.
They get more power. Do they really want?
Before we get into that, let's talk about how this is an absolute thematic win, by the way.
Okay,
this is my second favorite card in the box. And we'll
Tell me about the name. Is there a connection with the name that you're going
Genetic superiority. Oh, hell yeah. Genetic superiority. So the whole thing is that Magneto thinks that, mutants should inherit the Earth, right? Mutants are better than humans and they should just take over already. Just get rid of humans so that, so that's so Brotherhood, they're all like, these super powerful mutants at the top, but they need all these like kind of lackeys to help them do stuff, so it's all the like I said at the start, it's the mutants that can't quite fit in anywhere else, and maybe they don't want to, maybe they don't want to be X-Men, they hate humans for various reasons, so like Toad and your Pyro and Blob, they don't quite fit in, so they join Brotherhood. So you have this like hierarchy basically, and I love this card because it's basically we're using these lackeys to power up the big guys, and it's exactly what I think in my head Brotherhood should be I always liked it. When I first started playing the game, I played Magneto and then as many little guys as I could until Juggernaut came out. So yeah, it's pretty cool, thematically great, amazing, and they've nailed it, and there's another card in this box that nails it even more, so I'm really happy about that. But yeah, you're right, let's talk about the tactics of it. If you're playing Magneto and Exodus at the same time, those are probably your only 5 threats if you're playing this card, right?
Agreed.
So does Magneto need power? No. He's probably the least power-starved character in the game. Magneto generates power like anyone else. He has the best builder attack in the game, and he gets up to 3 power a turn with his constructs. Magneto does not need any more power. So this card is not for that. Yeah, I don't think you need that.
Okay.
We've discussed how Exodus needs a bit of power, but again, if you're playing Magneto and Exodus, you're probably playing Magneto leadership, and Exodus is getting power from the leadership anyway. And I think Exodus only really needs 1 more power a turn, so he can teleport and then, do his stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that big a deal. If you give an Exodus extra power for the telekinetic shield ability, he's giving people defense dice, that's making this card less likely to go off as well. So
yeah,
it's like,
and also that's only going to happen once. It's not like Cable. If you fed Cable a crap ton of power, he could keep giving you shields or giving other people shields. But
exactly. It's once per turn. Yeah. So and you're already playing Magneto and Exodus at the same time. So that's, 11 threat. So how many 4 threats or lower can you play? 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, right? So you can only generate really 3, but is every time... Oh, it's once per turn. So yeah, you're really only generating like 3 power a turn with this.
Yeah.
So yeah, really cool, really thematic. I love the vibe, but the fact that it's tied to Magneto and Exodus at the same time makes it not great, I think. If this was just a Magneto card, I'd love it, but also Magneto doesn't need the power, but it means you can just take like, another 5 threat like Scarlet Witch or Juggernaut who maybe do need some power, and it can help there. So yeah, I think they're trying something really cool here, but in action, it probably doesn't really work. But it being free and it lasting the whole game is really cool, by the way.
Yeah. I like your idea about making this kind of a leadership edition.
Yeah.
And it does go into that further debate that we've been having about whether tactic card leaderships are worth the tactic card slot.
Yeah.
This is in a sense doing the same thing. It's not a leadership per se, but it works like a leadership that's on a tactics card.
Yeah. It's like an addendum to the leadership.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to go back after the rundown of the last character to look at all the tactics cards that are Brotherhood affiliated, and we'll see just how tight they are for tactics cards.
Yeah, they have some pretty great ones. So
we'll come back to that, but it's unlikely that this is going to be, at least in a competitive setting, of course. We're always only reviewing this.
If Exodus is your favorite character, then this might see the table and you'll probably have a great time because you can load Exodus up with some power with this, which is kind of cool. And that'll probably be fine. It's just, you're only really going to be able to get 3 characters on the board at most that will trigger this ability.
Okay, cool. Let us move on to the last character who's a little bit different. This seems like a Jamie special if ever saw one. This is Lady Mastermind, and her name is Regan. Is it Regan? Wingard.
Regan, yeah.
Regan Wingard. Now, I think this sounds like more of a English name now. Have we moved to England?
I don't think so. Hang on a minute. Where is
she's certainly
Wingard
European,
from?
right? Because she's a bad Brotherhood mutant, not a good one.
She's the daughter of Jason Wingard, who you might recognize.
Jason Wingard. Jason Wingard was a guy I grew up with, and he didn't share his lunch with me one day, and it was...
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, he sounds like a less evil version of the one I'm thinking of. Jason Wingard is Mastermind, who was in the Dark Phoenix saga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know where he's from, though. I'm frantically Googling, so let's just move on.
I'll move on while you're looking for that, because that is interesting to know. If it is from Britain, I will be very, very pleased. So Lady Mastermind, what's interesting about her is that she's not only affiliated with Brotherhood of Mutants, and this is... she's also affiliated with Hellfire Club, which is why I mentioned it to Jamie, because Jamie is the big Hellfire Club aficionado, having played her the new Hellfire Club as well, which is a more restrictive club.
Yeah, love it. The restrictive club, the VIP club, the affiliation list.
And she is on a 35mm base, so another small base model.
I will just get my soul out of the way real quick.
Go ahead.
I really love this character, and I'm going to have loads of fun talking about it. Just a quick bit of salt. When you think about the best and most interesting, coolest psychic characters in Marvel, it's going to be Emma Frost, Jean Grey, Xavier. And they don't have anything remotely interesting or cool on their card as Lady Mastermind, Shadow King, and other psychics. I don't understand what it is. I'm not going to go into my AMG stands for anti-mutant gang thing anymore. But this card is so cool and so interesting, and there's such interesting stuff happening. Why don't the X-Men psychics get to do cool, interesting stuff like this? Why is it always the bad guys? Anyway,
because they have less inhibitions. They're evil. Don't you get it?
Yeah, no, I do get that. To be fair, and there's some pretty evil stuff on this card, which we'll get into, and Shadow King too, right? They're pretty, and I like that. They're sadistic, but even Emma Frost, she's just like, I'm going to move you over there.
You know what else? Cool, I just realized there's another analogy between Brotherhood and Europe and X-Men in America. Is the Brotherhood of Mutants is a socialist society. In principle, it's meant to help, and just like Europeans are mostly socialists, whereas Xavier gets kids to work for him for free, which sounds very capitalist, doesn't it?
Listen, I'm not going to jump on the Xavier's actually a bad guy bandwagon with you here. Right?
No,
I'm going to stay
you
naive.
You taught it to me.
I know. I'm going to stay naive and say that X-Men are great. And while you're slagging off Xavier, in my head, all I'm hearing is da 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 da. So I'm having fun with my mutants over here. Anyway, Lady Mastermind.
What country is she from, Lore Master?
I don't know. It doesn't say. I don't know. I'm sorry, but she's the daughter of Jason Wingard. So,
okay.
That is confirmed.
Okay, so let's look at her stats. She's a 4th threat this time, and she has stats of 3 physical, 3 energy, and 4 mystic. She has 6 health on her healthy side, only 5 on her injured side, and she's size 2 and moves medium. It seems okay for a 4th threat, maybe a little flimsy. But
yeah, I mean, when you see a lot of mystic attacks on a card, I think that usually means they're flimsy because they tend to be like, they're not brawlers.
Yeah.
They stand at the back doing cool, interesting things, which, Lady Mastermind does a lot of. I do want to call out the artwork, again, Patrick Brown. But they've done a very good job at making this outfit sensible for MCP, and I appreciate that. Thank you. If you Google this character in the comics, it is a horrific example of comic book, female art. Oh Christ,
her and Emma. She's got the same Emma treatment.
Yeah, basically. But this image is great. She looks awesome. She looks powerful. She looks cool as hell, and it still looks like the character from the comics. So I appreciate what Patrick's done there.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and again, the injured side looks even better than the front side. I don't know why that is, but here we are. Stats seem good. But like you said, you have to keep in mind it's a mystic, not a brawler. Okay. She's got 2 attacks. Mystic attacks again. Boy, we're loading up Brotherhood with mystic attacks now.
Mm-hmm.
The first one's called Deadly Illusions. It is range 5. Hello. Range 5. 5 dice, 0 power. After the attack is resolved, it gains a power. So this is a gainer.
Gainer, hello. We love a gainer.
Yeah, range 5. Hell yeah. If this attack would deal 1 or more damage, it only deals 1 instead. Okay, all right. Everybody calm down. There must be something else to this. So let's see. Sure enough, she's got 2 abilities with this Deadly Illusion. It's Mind Over Matter. Before damage is dealt, this character may remove 2 special conditions from the target character. If it does, the defending character suffers 2 damage. Ooh.
Ooh.
Hey. I'm trying to think. Is there some way to turn this against Apocalypse? He doesn't give conditions to his own people, does he? Just the enemies, right?
Yeah, no. They're pretty condition free, and he's quite immune to stuff.
All right, so we have to come back to when we talk about this. How are we giving special conditions out?
Yeah. I've got some ideas.
Okay, good. And then the other ability of the attack is it's a wild trigger for psychosomatic effects. After this attack is resolved, for each wild in the attack roll, the target character gains one of the following special conditions: bleed, poison, shock, or incinerate.
Pretty cool.
You know what I just realized, though? This Mind Over Matter, where it says you may remove 2 special conditions. It doesn't say you have to remove 2 to get the defender to suffer 2 damage. It just... No,
it says if it does. So you may remove 2. If you do, they suffer.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
So it would have said, I guess it would say may remove up to 2.
Yeah. Okay. So you either remove 2 or you don't.
Okay. So you have to remove 2.
It's quite nice, actually, because you actually don't have to. So you can...
Wait.
Just not. You can just leave... If you want someone covered in conditions, you can just leave them covered in conditions, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Her ability to add conditions, though, is after attack is resolved. So you couldn't hit the character twice and get Mind Over Matter to trigger, unfortunately.
Oh, hold on a minute.
Oh, no. Yeah.
You can remove... Oh, my God. So you could remove the conditions and then reapply them?
Yeah, I don't... Well, no.
Can't. So if you're attacking a character with 2 special conditions, say they've got Bleed and Incinerate,
okay,
you attack them. Before damage is dealt, you may remove both of them and they suffer 2.
Yep.
At that stage, you know what your dice are. So let's say you have 2 wilds in the roll.
Yep.
So you go, right, well, I'll remove those. You suffer 2. Then with my 2 wilds, I'll put Bleed and Incinerate back on you.
Yes, correct. That can happen.
That's crazy.
That can happen.
That's really cool.
And now that you mentioned that means that if you're lucky to get those 2 wilds, that means on the second attack, it could happen again, essentially.
Yeah. Whoa, that's really cool. I mean, it's very wild dependent. You need a lot of wilds. I know it's only 5 dice.
Also,
still.
the Mind Over Matter is not dependent on you doing damage with just the dice to begin with.
Yeah,
that just happens.
It just happens, yeah.
So interesting. So if you're clever about setting this up, she could be doing quite a bit of damage for this thing at range 5. Let's not forget.
Yeah, that's super cool. That's amazing. I really like that. Can we talk about the thematics behind it? Because this is one of my favorite things AMG have done. So it's called Deadly Illusions, right?
Right.
And on her base, people were a bit confused why she has like a leopard on her base.
Okay.
And if you see, the leopard looks a bit weird. It's like coming out of smoke. It's because it's not actually there. It's an illusionary leopard, right? And on the front side of her card, I think she's got sentinels around her. If you can click to the front side, I think she's got, she's surrounded by what looks like sentinels.
Yeah, seems like it.
Like
but they're
sentinels.
like cloudy, like they're transparent. They're not.
So she's all about illusions, kind of like Mysterio, right? She's making these like psychic illusions, deadly illusions. So what the theme is behind this is that she's removing the conditions from you and you're suffering damage. In my mind, that's her, like, basically the condition she's putting on you, you're imagining it.
Yes.
And I think that's really cool. So you're not bleeding, you just feel like you're bleeding.
Yes.
And then she can just turn them off if she wants and be like, you're not bleeding anymore, but you are hurting. You know, I think it's super cool. This is really fun and thematic. It's great.
Yep. And again, the conditions she can do is bleed, poison, shock, and incinerate. Those are all quite good. Poison may be the least important, but nonetheless, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at Apocalypse's card as well, by the way. He's immune to bleed and incinerate, but not shock or poison. So you could hit Apocalypse with this. Although, to be fair, you deal 1 damage, he would then heal that.
Yeah, I know.
You can apply 2 conditions to him, which won't heal him. It's kind of cute.
Yeah.
She probably has no business attacking Apocalypse, though. Maybe keep those 2 away from each other. That's probably not going to end well.
All right. Her second attack is her spender. It's called Mass Hallucinations. Woof. Oh, wow. It's another Area 2 attack. 6 dice. Costs you 4, though, so chunky. And has 1 special ability. It's a wild trigger for Puppeteer. After each attack is resolved, this character may advance the target character short. Interesting.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kind of Loki-esque, right?
Yes, correct.
Calmer. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. She's got an active superpower called Your Reality is Whatever I Want It to Be. Oh, this is so nice.
So cool.
It's a variable power cost. You can spend any amount of power to use the superpower. Choose an enemy character within 5 of this character with a mystic defense equal to or less than the amount of power spent to use the superpower. So in actuality, that means 6 is the most, right? Is anybody got more than 6 defense, mystic?
No, don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. So you choose a character within 5 that you spent power to equal to their mystic defense. And then this character may make an attack targeting a different enemy character with a range and power and type equal to one of the chosen character's attacks with a cost of 0. The range and line of sight are measured from the chosen enemy character instead of Lady Mastermind, and it can only use once per turn. So basically, you spend defense, their mystic defense, and get them to do a 0 cost attack to somebody.
Yes, that's basically it. With no triggers. There's a lot of words there to basically get around the fact that you can't use their triggers.
What do you mean?
So, like, if she gets X23 to attack someone, she won't get a pierce on a wild.
Oh, why is that? Where does it say that bit?
Because they make an attack targeting a different enemy character within range, with a range
damage
dice, and type equal to one of the chosen character's attacks with a power cost of 0.
Yeah.
So it's just
why wouldn't
the dice.
triggers work?
It's just, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I thought I saw someone saying triggers. Oh no, this is the rule that Discord shouts at us about.
As far as I'm reading this, it's basically you just get to do 0 cost attack off of the target that you've chosen.
I'm terrified. I'm paused with terror because
we're making a mistake.
I think one of us is wrong. I don't know which one.
All right. Well, this is what makes joining our Discord so fun.
Oh yeah,
you can have these conversations with us, and we appreciate every one of you doing so.
There you go. But let's say
it's my way.
If Norbert's right, this is incredible.
Isn't that great?
Because you spend 2 power on X23. Like you spend 2 dice to target X23.
Oh my god, she only has 2 defense, yeah.
Who will then do a 5 dice attack with a pierce and bleed.
Can you imagine doing this to Rhino and getting him, not so much to do the attack, but getting him to go out of the way? Yeah.
There's no way you're right. There's no way that's how this works. No way. That's amazing. Yeah, you can make him gore someone and move off a point. That's hilarious. There's no way Norbert's right about this one. I'm definitely right about this. But that's awesome. Let's pretend that's it for a second. That's the coolest attack ever. Because Logan as well. Logan the Wolverine, you pay 2, he attacks someone for age 3 and then places away from them. Amazing. Yeah.
And these are cheap. Those are only 2 power.
I'm thinking, because I'm used to running people with 2 mystic defense. My new favorite character, Carnage. Pay 1. He does a 5 dice attack and gives bleed guaranteed.
Wow. This is wild.
With the Hulk, you pay 3. Is it 3 or 4? I don't know what Hulk's mystic defense is.
He's 3, I think. Yeah.
3, and you do a 7 dice builder with a wild push. So I think I'm right. So now that world's over, let's talk about the actual world that I think we're in, where you don't get the triggers. It's still pretty cool. So you just do a bunch of dice, basically.
Why do you think that it's not the way I'm reading it?
I just feel like people said, I thought I saw people talking about it. This is where we should have done some research before the episode.
Yeah. Okay. All right. If this is the case, not only is this effective, but it's super fun. But I gotta say, this is gonna make your opponent tear their hair out, always constantly worrying about what they're gonna do, because she could choose anybody, essentially, range 5. God.
Yeah, man, basically. And she's got gainers as well, so she can basically guarantee it, right? She can see, like, okay, there is a 3 mystic defense character over there. I'm going to start my turn on 1 power, and I'm going to do 2 deadly illusions, gain the 2 power, and then pay 3 to make that person attack someone. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. One of the best cards in the game, Mental Domination. Super fun, super thematic, and this is kind of like that. It's great. And it's within range 5. She's a range 5 mystic person. It's great.
So great. All right, she's got some innate superpowers. The first one's called Brain Fog. During this character's activation, enemy characters cannot use reactive superpowers or reactive team tactics cards. So this is Mystique's classic thing.
This is very good. Just going to shout out a quick tactic with this is if you take Juggernaut, which you probably are in Brotherhood, he has Do You Know Who I Am, which is a size 4 terrain or character throw. If you activate Lady Mastermind, it's during her activation, and then Juggernaut can play that card. It doesn't because he doesn't have to play it on his turn to throw something, and they can't react with Brace. And it's real cool and big brain, and it always feels good.
Wow, that is pretty. Niche.
Pretty fun.
Yeah, amazing. Okay,
it happens a lot in Brotherhood because they usually have Mystique. So this is like an upgrade to Mystique if you want to do that.
Yep. Her other innate is called Mental Lock. When an enemy character targets this character with an attack, it may use its Mystic defense, regardless of the attacker's type, unless the attacker pays 2. We've seen this before.
Yep.
It can be quite good early game, but then it's not as big a deal later.
This is not great. I'm saying it out loud because
her
Xavier
Mystic is
this.
only 4 as well.
Yeah. And then paying 2, it actually tricks your opponent into playing better because they'll be like, well, I'd like to spender you, and spenders are like pretty good, but builders are better because you can do a builder, gain a bunch of power, do the rest of your stuff. So this tricks them into doing builders. So they'll pay 2 and hit your weaker defense and then probably get the 2 back. It's less of a problem with Lady Mastermind because she's 3/3/4. I think Xavier is like 2/3/6 or something, 2/5, and it's way worse on him because it basically encourages your opponent to pay to then hit you and get the power back.
Yeah.
So this is not very good defensive tech. Don't rely on this.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
And the last innate is called Try a Little Harder Next Time. It's so good. Oh, she sounds really aggravating and to be around. When an enemy character within 3 of this character rolls 1 or more skulls in any roll, wow, so like even pay to flips, for instance, after the effect is resolved, this character gains 1 power. Huh.
Pretty cool. It's like pity.
Yeah, but pity, but in a bonus rather than hurting
different
somebody.
flavor of pity. So now everyone's gotten used to annoying people being like, "Oh my, what a pity!" When you roll a skull. Now they can do a
try a little harder
next time. Yeah, love it. Is there a build where you take Loki and her just to annoy your opponent?
Yeah,
see how many
just
people
using
you can
all the skulls and Scarlet Witch on top of it.
Yeah. loads of skulls. Meaning, good stuff. She's really cool, right? She's very thematic.
Man, this character sounds amazing. Yeah. Let's try to be fair. What's her weakness? She's how can we?
She gets punched.
She gets punched. Yeah.
Yeah. She's a range 5 character.
Range 5. Yeah. She needs in the back. She
needs to hide away for sure. I mean, pair her into hilariously. I'm worried because I play a lot of Wolverine, X-23, and now Carnage, and they obviously she can easily pay for them to do attacks for her. But hilariously, they probably kill her quite easily because they just jump her, and she's got 3 physical defense. She's 6'5", right? Health. So I think that's her weakness, is just getting punched. So you want to keep her at the back, just attacking people from range 5.
Okay. Let's talk about one card and then we'll talk about how she fits into her 2 affiliations. She's got a card attached to her called Mirage. This is unaffiliated this time, so it can go into a Hellfire Club or Brotherhood. It's reactive. When an enemy character attacks an allied character within 3 of an allied Lady Mastermind, during the modified dice step, Lady Mastermind can pay 2 power to play this card. For each skull in the attack roll, Lady Mastermind may change 1 result in the attack roll to a blank. For each dice result changes in this way, the enemy character loses 1 power. Then, after the attack is resolved, if 1 or more dice results were changed, the defending character may advance short. Woo. All right, so she's helping a friend, basically. The friend has to be within 3. Lady Mastermind has to pay 2, but then you're counting... And this is during the modified dice step. So you've seen now what your opponent has rolled, right?
Full result of everything, yeah.
Yeah, so that's good because you need skulls to make this card work. Otherwise, you're really kind of banking a lot and gambling a lot, and that's no good. But for each skull in the attack roll, you can change another result to a blank, and you lose the enemy loses a power that way, and then you can, if you did change something, you can move the defending character away short. That means that the defender still has to take the damage that's going to come their way after it's all been worked out, but they could potentially be outside of attack range for a second attack with this, right?
Yeah, this could be quite clutch. I actually think this card is great, and I think that you need to play with it a lot because... Yeah, like you say, you only play it when you have full knowledge of what's happened, and it's like fallback. Fallback is, you get to dodge. You see the dice, and then you get to run backwards and hopefully not get attacked a second time. And that's the kind of card where you hold on to it, and then you get the perfect spot, and you go bang, and you just sort of save someone who is probably about to be dazed. This is one of those cards. It's great as well into characters that are looking for triggers. I immediately thought of Immortal Hulk when I saw this. because Immortal Hulk relies on getting his wilds quite heavily. So you can be with Lady Mastermind, just wait for him to get, a wild but a skull, and play this card and go, right, that skull's going to change that wild to a blank.
Yep.
So you don't get your trigger, and my character's moved away from 2. So if Immortal Hulk's jumped in to hit someone twice, you've just completely ruined his turn with this card.
I agree.
So I think it's great.
The cost is really fair. Actually, it seems like a bargain.
And she doesn't spend her power too much, right? She spends her power on the little bonus attack thing.
Yeah.
But she's a character that does loads of gainers. I think she'll have the power to pay for this really easily.
I think the only tricky part about this card is obviously having circumstances that come up that make it worth you playing, having the right amount of skulls with a character that you really want to save, yada, yada. But the other one is that the person you're trying to help has to be within 3 of her. And we said that she's going to be in the back a lot. So, are other characters going to be within 3 of her is the question.
I mean, I think so. I'm thinking in a Mystique Brotherhood thing, you've usually got Quicksilver and Toad have run off to grab an extract, and then they spend the rest of the game running for their lives.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to run back towards Lady Mastermind, right, to help with this. So I think it does. I think it will come up. And range 3 is a fair amount.
I like that, Jamie. That's a really good shout, actually, particularly with Toad these days, with him being a little nerfed.
A little easier.
Or side graded. They call him a side grade.
Side grade, yeah. His role has been changed. So, I think it'll come up more than you think, actually.
Okay. Otherwise, I am keen on this card. This seems good.
Yes, I think it's actually great. The more I look at it, the more I like it.
Yeah. Nice one. Yeah. All right.
Can we quickly talk about Lady Mastermind in Brotherhood? Because I want to shout out.
That's what I mean. We're going to go now into into her 2 homes and see what it looks like.
So I want to talk about Pyro first, because AJ, we had a game and he showed me something that he'd figured out with Pyro, which is crazy. So if you have Lady Mastermind and Pyro on the deployment line, and someone goes on a midline in front of them, Pyro can walk up and then do a range 4 Fire Blast, which is a gainer. So he has guaranteed 2 power. He's now within range 3 of the character on the midline, and he pays 2 to firewall them, so they have Ruin Slow.
Yep.
And then Lady Mastermind walks up once and then does her Deadly Illusions and rips those 2 conditions off of them to do 2 guaranteed damage.
Yep.
Round 1. So it's what I love about it is you can see the dice as well. So if Pyro's whiffed and Lady Mastermind's whiffed, you can just be like, I'll leave the conditions on you, actually. So I've not hurt you, but you are Ruin Slowed.
Yeah.
Right. Or if the dice go well, you can easily do 5 damage across those 2 activations. Easy. So if you might just kill someone round 1.
Yeah, first of all, he's always nasty, Pyro. And the fact that he puts out 2 conditions straight away is exactly what she wants. Does anybody else help out in the condition game here?
Scarlet Witch gives out a fair amount.
Yeah.
I know we don't, think we'll see her much. That might be it. I mean, Avalanche is giving out stun, right?
That's right. Yep. Avalanche is giving out stun.
It's a bit anti-synergistic there with stun, because if they have stun, it's because you don't want them to get power. So Lady Mastermind will rip the stun off them and then give them 2 damage and 2 power. So maybe you don't want that.
Yeah. Gambit can kind of give stun, but it's quite hard. Not sure.
Not many conditions going on. Toad gives out poison now.
Who does?
But Toad,
yeah. Shadow King does a wild root. So
oh boy.
So they're sprinkled around here and there. Just
bit of bleed on the Sabretooth.
On Sabretooth. So they're here. So Pyro is the big one because he puts 2 at once straight away. So
So Pyro and Lady Mastermind team up really nicely.
Yeah, I mean Scarlet Witch, of course, could put on tons too, but again, you had to be playing poor Scarlet Witch. So what is this character doing for Brotherhood then?
So that's interesting, right? Because I don't think she's a pure attrition piece, because her attacks are, capped at 1 damage.
Yeah.
She's just giving out conditions, which is quite cool. You can set up some Incinerates for Magneto to then hit hard. She's also not playing the Crisis game too well. Her card does. Her card is like a pseudo fallback, which is incredible. Her herself doesn't do much. She displaces on her spender, which is a bit, it's range 2. And if you're doing range 2 attacks with her, something's already gone wrong. So I think she's kind of awkwardly in the middle for Brotherhood. So I'm not sure. She's not a slam dunking under either leader, I don't think. But she is very fun. And I think you'll have a lot of fun playing her. I really want to play her.
Me too. I'm not sure where she fits yet in Brotherhood, meaning
but the team up with Pyro is no joke, by the way.
Yeah. So where do you see Pyro then? Is he okay in both leaderships?
He does both, because Magneto loves a bit of Incinerate. And Pyro loves a bit of power from Magneto, so that's great. So Pyro works great there, and he works great under Mystique because he's rooting and slowing people. So while Quicksilver and Toad and Mystique and Juggernaut are grabbing all the extracts, Pyro's rooting and slowing the rest of the team to stop them chasing the others.
Yeah.
So Pyro's job is usually just jump in the middle, root and slow as many people as he can, and then die, while the rest of your team wins the game. So he works. Pyro is, probably the best Brotherhood character. He's the best Brotherhood 3 threat because he just does every job great.
Yeah, for sure. And somehow constantly survives, despite having...
You think?
Mediocre. Oh,
mine dies all the time.
Not mine. I always classically leave him on 1 and trust me to walk.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, he also comes with Pyrotechnics, which is one of the best cards in the game.
Yeah.
If they've got Incinerate, they drop all their extracts and run away from him, which is nuts. It's game winning.
Yeah, Pyro's great. Okay, now's the interesting part of the podcast. Come on, Jamie. We're in the Hellfire Club, in the exclusive back rooms of the Hellfire Club. Yeah, where is Lady Mastermind, and how does Emma Frost not feel competition from her? Like there gotta be some sort of competition.
Well, there definitely was with Jason Wingard, with Lady Mastermind's dad. There was a lot of competition. I think he was he Black King while she was the White Queen, and there was a lot of they're always stabbing each other in the back, and
right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if that carried on to her daughter. I assume so. So, yeah, can't be good. But I ironically, I actually think that they're both doing the same job in Hellfire. They're both mystic attackers that stand at the back and have, the odd trick here and there. So she's going to fit in awkwardly, but her card does fit into exactly what Hellfire want to do. Like, if you can say your Lizard is in trouble and Lady Mastermind's card can help him fall back and survive an attack, that's game winning. Because then you're going to be using leadership, Lizard's going to healing factor and run away. The card is where it's at, I think, the tactics card that she brings. And Hellfire don't have any tactics cards, right? Except the leadership. So having a character that brings a tactics card, I mean, I was making a statement, but I often played Hellfire with 3 or 4 tactics cards because I couldn't bring enough. Just to show how stupid that leadership was.
Yeah.
I actually think there's probably a place there. I think I don't know. I need to play her more.
Well, but look, what have you been running? What were your key Hellfire Club?
Well, it was always Sunspot now. He's affiliated because he's got displacement. Omega Red is amazing because he has displacement. Mr. Sinister has displacement. So it's those guys. Lady Mastermind doesn't really have displacement, only on a spender. And she's given out conditions, which is cool. Remind me what conditions she gives out again?
Yeah, one moment.
Because you basically need to assist the point scoring. Yeah, she doesn't give out slow. So Bleed, Poison, Shock, Incinerate don't really help much with Hellfire. They don't really punch people because they're usually stealing stuff with Black Cat or Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she doesn't quite fit in, I don't think.
Just thematically, though. It's just a thematic.
Oh my God, thematically is amazing. Yeah, I can imagine having Emma on one flank and Lady Mastermind on the other. That feels really fun and cool.
Yeah.
And Lady Mastermind's tactics card is great and works great in Hellfire Club. So I'll definitely try it. The problem is, I feel like there's maybe only room for one person shooting off mystic attacks from the back, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, because Emma's also a 4th threat, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if Norbert's dream world is a real, where Lady Mastermind gets the triggers on those attacks, she's actually pretty great because you just target someone that has a displacement attack and you use their displacement.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I'll take Hulk and he can push that person, but there's no way in hell that is how it works.
Okay.
It feels way too strong.
All right. Okay. What I'm reading wrong. I definitely.
I might be wrong.
I totally respect your point of view. Actually, I could see it. I just don't see how where it says in the text that even hints at that being a thing. But okay.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we're not.
I've read cards before and got it wrong anyway, which people pointed out on the Discord. So maybe I've read.
I'm paralyzed with terror. I don't want to answer. I don't know how it works.
All right. We have one more card to review.
My favorite card in the box.
Oh, yeah. Nice one.
Yes.
Okay. It is the great title. I mean, let's just start there. The Pawns Go First.
Do you know what that is a reference to?
No, but it sounds like what we've been talking about.
Yeah, man. The Pawns Go First. This is a reference to the best X-Men movie, X-Men The Last Stand. And I'm annoyed that we're recording this today because tomorrow I'm getting a tattoo from that film.
Oh, cool.
So
Congrats.
maybe I'll put it on Patreon. I'll show you guys on Patreon. I'm getting a Magneto quote. But yeah, so it's at the end where Juggernaut's basically ready to go and like charge down the X-Men, and Magneto's like, wait, in chest the pawns go first, and then all the like grunt mutants that don't have any names run in, and they all get shot with the cure, and they lose their powers. So yeah, it's great. So love this, very thematic. Let's get on to what it does.
All right, it's a Brotherhood affiliated card. It is reactive during the end phase. So that's basically the end of any particular round, essentially. Any number of allied Brotherhood of Mutant characters with a threat value of 3 or less may pay 1 power to play this card. Each character that played the card may choose an allied Brotherhood of Mutants character with a threat value of 5 or greater within 3, and choose one of the following options below. Resolve each option completely before choosing the next. The options are: advance S towards the chosen character, remove 1 damage and 1 special condition from the chosen character, or the chosen character gains 1 power. All right, so let's review. So it's at the end of a round.
Well, so during the end phase, we actually haven't seen before, I don't think. So we're assuming it is before cleanup.
Yes, that's right. That's interesting that you brought that up, because that was a controversy when this box came out, is that people were saying that there's some sort of change to the timings coming up. But yeah, I think you're right though. Let's say it's before cleanup, essentially after all the activations are going, is what the end phase is referring to. We could be wrong. It could be after cleanup. It'd be one of those 2 options, I'd imagine, though. Nothing else. So any character, any of your Brotherhood people that have 3 or less threats can pay a power. So that's not expensive. And then they have to choose a buddy of value 5 or more. So let's say that's Exodus, Juggernaut, or Magneto for the most part.
Or Scarlet Witch.
Within 3 of them. And then you could either get that big valued Brotherhood Mutant character to move towards the character that played the card, short, or they can remove damage and special condition, or they can gain a power. So this is like the, doesn't Steve have a card like this, sort of?
Does he?
Yeah, I played it in Steve 3 list that I was running.
Oh, like Battle Plan?
Yeah, I think it's called Battle Plan. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
It's not quite the same, but it's similar. Where
this is way stronger than Battle Plan.
Yeah. But it has, I think, where you could choose 3 effects depending on what you want.
Yeah. It's like a kind of very flexible card.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about the advance first, shall we?
Okay.
So hang on. So each character played this card. So the characters that play the 3 threats are playing it.
Yes.
Then the 3 threats pick a 5 threat. Let's say Magneto within 3, and they can advance towards Magneto. So that's huge, because if the end phase is before cleanup phase,
do they advance towards Magneto, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay, they advance towards Magneto. Okay, got it.
So Pyro plays the card, then he chooses Magneto within 3, and he chooses to advance towards Magneto.
Okay.
So if this is before cleanup, that's going to get you back on a point.
Yep.
That's huge, right? Remove 1 damage and 1 special condition from the chosen character, so you can take a stagger off of Magneto.
Oof. Yeah.
That's huge, right? Wow. Remove a damage, that's also nice. Or the chosen character gains 1. We've talked about it. Magneto doesn't need any power, but Juggernaut, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, maybe.
Exodus, definitely.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. So yeah, I love it. And it's another massive thematic win for what I was talking about before, where you have these like big, strong mutants in charge and a bunch of lackeys surrounding them. And this is just them kind of like feeding into that of like, we're just helping out.
For really no real cost. I mean, 1 power is not the...
1 power is nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. I should also point out that, it is obvious to you, but this card, the effects could be played on the same target over and over again.
Yes.
So you could get, let's say Magneto, you could move multiple people towards Magneto, or you can get Magneto to remove multiple conditions and damage, or give him lots of power.
It's like a mini patch-up.
Yeah.
Magneto, yeah. And if you're playing Magneto, so I really want to try, I don't think it's going to be good, but it's going to be fun. I want to try a list where it's just Magneto and all the 3 threats. So like Magneto, Pyro, Quicksilver, Mystique, Avalanche, everyone. And if you play this card, then you can heal 3, 4, 5 damage off of Magneto and 3, 4, 5 conditions.
So on balance, all these cards and characters that we've talked about in this box, do you think this gives Magneto a bit more leeway to be played more often?
So I think that the current problem with Magneto is he's lacking movement in a game that's now gotten very mobile. So E Street's gone, so there's no E maps, so you have to now move and attack. Magneto has Asteroid M, which is the best card in that affiliation, and you should take it every game. That's one way of fixing that, but that's it for the game. And after that, nothing else moves him around. Nothing in this box moves Magneto. So I think the essential problem hasn't been fixed, basically. Not problem, you know what I mean? His weakness.
His weakness.
He still has a weakness, which is being displaced and has to move, right? When Magneto's in range, he's probably the best character at killing stuff in the game. I think I stand by that, you know, because he's got a 6 dice attack with reroll any, and, you know, multiple terrain throws. So he does the most damage output when in range, but he's a size 2 and is very easy to displace for that reason. None of these cards fix that. None of these characters fix that. So I think while it's fun and thematic, you know, this card, the pawns go first. If this was Magneto can advance towards the 3 threat, that fixes everything in my mind. And, you know, that makes you play this card every single game, and the whole game is using the 3 threats to move Magneto around, which I think is really cool and interesting, you know, and feels quite thematic for Brotherhood. But no, it's not that. It's they move towards him. So no, I think there's nothing in this box that helps Magneto. So you probably, to play Magneto now, you probably need to splash someone to move him around, you know, and there's plenty of options, right? You've got Cyclops, field leader, you've got King Black Bolt now has a field leader-esque thing, you've got Lockjaw, you've got who's the big green thing? Man thing, teleporting stuff around. So you've got plenty of toys to splash, but unfortunately nothing in Brotherhood, I don't think, not in this box anyway, will help him with that.
Okay. All right. But I think there's a glimmer of hope.
Oh, 100%. I can't wait to play Brotherhood after this.
Oh,
I want to buy this box right now.
Filthy European. I knew it all along.
Hey, Magneto was right. All right? I said it. You've seen X-Men 97.
I've got the cup. The mug. The cup. I got the coffee mug.
I'm getting a tattoo tomorrow. My tattoo is not going to say Magneto was right, by the way. That's probably quite a cool tattoo.
All right, brilliant. I think that wraps up this box review of the Megasode, and this will be happening more often. We took a look ahead at the roadmap, and there's quite a few 3-character boxes in the works.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, super exciting. Jamie, where can people tell us about all the things that we got wrong and about the lore that we missed out on this time?
Yeah, I want to know about the lore, and I want to know how Lady Mastermind superpower works. And if it works the way that Norbert's Super Happy Fun Dreamland works, I'm going to play her in every list forever.
Yeah.
So yes, you can do that on our Discord. There's a link to Discord under wherever you're listening to this. You can click on that. You'll also find the Team Finder channel on there, which you should go and check out. If you want to come to our team tournament in January, please do. You 100% should. It is the best way to play MCP. And also we have a Patreon, which I'll probably post a picture of my Magneto tattoo on tomorrow. So if you want to see that, become a Patreon subscriber.
They also get first access to special competitively minded podcasts.
Yes.
We've been pumping them out with a lot. We've been a lot lately, all with winners of major events from around the world, actually.
Yeah. If you want to know what the state of the meta is right now, which, by the way, it's all very up in the air because of the recent crisis change. I don't think it's instantly clear who's the strongest right now.
Absolutely.
Apart from Inhumans seem to be causing some upset. But it's quite, the world's up for grabs. We just had Avengers. Steve won Avengers, just won the GT we ran.
Yeah.
Which I don't think anyone would have seen coming. So
no.
Yeah.
Well, I think somebody said it correctly. I think Apocalypse and Inhumans are right now at the top, but right below them, and not very far behind, is like 6 or so different affiliations that are easily in contention for
sure.
Highly competitive rosters. So, yeah, definitely look us up on the Discord and come to our event. All right, Jamie, any final word?
Magneto was right.
Yeah, of course. Okay, then. Until next time, cheers. And happy gaming.